So doing those 3 exercises a couple of times a week can really strengthen that joint and also build some big old boulder shoulders. Hi, I'm Mark McKillier with Live Anabolic, and today I'm going to show you my 3 favorite exercises to build big boulder shoulders. And you can do them all at home, no gym membership required. Shoulders are probably my favorite muscle group to work, and the reason is they're relatively small, and it doesn't take a lot to get a fantastic workout in. Now, your shoulders are comprised of 3 different muscle groups. You got your anterior muscle, which is kind of up here, okay? You got your lateral head, and your posterior head is in the back, all right? And so these 3 exercises are gonna, guess what? Target individually those 3 different parts of your delts, okay? Now, you'll still be working all 3 muscle groups with each exercise, but we're gonna shift the emphasis, okay? And most people don't realize it. It's hard to work the rear head, the posterior head of your delt. And most guys have got really underdeveloped rear delts, and it really makes their shoulders just look smaller. The other thing is, a lot of guys with bad shoulders, you can't move your arms up, above your head. I have them do exercises to strengthen that rear lateral or the rear head of their delts, and it really helps their joint. A lot of guys tell me that it just totally fixed either their arthritis or just their bad shoulders. All right, let me just step you through my 3 favorite exercises. The number 1 is fantastic, and it's for our lateral part of our delts, and that is lateral raises, okay? Now, I want you to notice that I have a bend in my elbows, and I keep that same bend throughout the full range of motion, and I don't yank these dumbbells up. I lift them up, and I try to lift them up with my elbows. My hands just kind of come along for the ride. So I don't want my hands to come up first like this, okay? Bring your elbows up, and then the dumbbells will just follow along, and you don't need to get them very high. Just bring them up to shoulder height, and then control the weight on the way down, and you're gonna feel a huge pump in just about 8 to 10 reps. All right, remember how I was telling you that, working the rear part of your shoulders is really difficult. Most guys have got underdeveloped posterior delts, and that's because this is just kind of a weird looking exercise, and you cannot use much weight. Most guys are gonna be able to only max out with 5 or 10 pounds, 15 probably max, all right? And this is called a bent over rear delt fly. So I'm just sitting here, and I'm gonna bring the dumbbells up as high as I can, but without yanking them and without swaying. I don't want to use my torso and sway to get those things up. And notice the orientation of the dumbbells, guys. I'm going to put them down real quick. So I have my hands in this orientation, and as I lift my elbows up, I'm going to continue to have my hands pointed this way. I don't want my palms facing down. I want my palms facing backwards where your pinky is at the top. That will focus the stress more on the rear head, okay? Just look what happens when I do this. When I'm like that, I'm getting more of this muscle. When I turn it like this, I'm getting more of the lateral head, okay? So bending over and then keeping those pinkies at the top pointed up towards the ceiling is going to mean you're really going to feel it on this little tiny muscle on the back of your shoulder, and that is key, guys. And the third and final exercise for our shoulders, guys, is an overhead press. You can do them standing. I kind of prefer to do them seated, and most guys are not going to be able to use a whole lot of weight here, but we're using bigger muscles and multiple muscles in our shoulders, so you'll probably be able to do a lot heavier weight than those bent over rear flies. And that is just a real straightforward overhead military press. Now, instead of looking straight forward, that kind of throws me off a little bit, okay? I can keep my balance better if I look not straight up, but up and forward. It puts your head and neck in a more neutral position. So this movement will feel more comfortable. And so guys, if your shoulders are so bad that you can't push your hands above your head with no weight, you're gonna probably have to just skip this exercise altogether and just focus on the first two exercises, the lateral raises and the bent over rear delt raises. And a lot of times, if you do those two exercises and do them consistently for several months, a lot of men tell me that it really fixes their shoulders so that they can start lifting their hands above their head, even with no weight. And then you do that for a few months, then you can start using some little baby weights, some little 5-pounders. Start trying that. Great way to try to rehab some old, worn out shoulders with 3 straightforward, simple exercises. So 3 straightforward exercises, guys. Your shoulder is the most flexible joint in your entire body, but it also means it's the weakest and most fragile joint. So doing those 3 exercises a couple of times a week, even though you're using very light weight, can really strengthen that joint and also build some big old boulder shoulders that look fantastic, whether you're wearing a tank top, no short, or just a plain old polo shirt. It'll make you look big from the back, make that waist look a lot smaller. But the only way to get there is to be consistent and never give up on yourself.
And guys, if you're struggling to build muscle or lose your gut and get lean, I'm looking for 5 dedicated men who want to go from average to impressive in the next 16 weeks. I want you to imagine getting looks at the beach as your newly forged chest and arms turn heads. I want you to picture in your head the pride you'll feel when you finally take off your shirt without reservation, revealing a lean midsection that showcases your dedication and hard work. To apply for this 16-week transformation, you must meet the following criteria. First, you must be at least 40 years old, no exceptions. Second, you must be able to dedicate at least 45 minutes per workout, a minimum of 3 times per week. And you can do these workouts at the gym or at your home. It's up to you. And finally, you must be able to start right away. So if that's you and you're ready to embrace a new and much improved body and life, brimming with self-confidence and capturing more attention from that special someone in your life, then click the link below and fill out the short application. From there, I'll contact you directly via text or email within 24 to 48 hours. And if we determine that we're a good fit to work together, we'll get started right away. Now, there is an investment because when money is involved, you obviously put in far more effort and consistency. That's why I'm putting my heart and soul into helping you build an attention-grabbing physique that blows guys half your age out of the water. And I expect you to be 100% committed as well. So click the link in the description below, fill out the short application form, and we'll talk soon. Did you find this video helpful? If so, please click the like button below, as it will significantly help out our channel. And guys, remember, always stick with it and never give up on yourself.